All right, it's almost like springtime. Actually, probably not. It's probably, you know, kind of cold, but it seems like it's springtime because it's so much warmer than it has been. And we are going to walk out here to the field of failure and hopefully finish what we started here with trailer floor. And we're gonna get going right after this. Welcome back. If you haven't seen my videos before, I'm Rusty Oliver Man, and last time we got almost ready to go. I got a few little things here on this beaver tail to get out of there, and no, I'm not going to cut it off and re-weld it. Somebody suggested that. It does make it nice to what am I saying? It makes it nice to load things sometimes because it's closer to the ground. There are times when it's not handy, but that's when you use a different trailer. You know, there's one that's... we're gonna have 50% success rate today, probably. That's okay. The other day I started feeling very poorly while I was doing this, and I realized that it was not going to be possible for me to finish what I started there. I don't even have to really have these out for what I'm doing right now, but it would be nice to have all of one task done. You know what I'm saying? And then we'll go about our life. Then someday we can flip this over again on its side and do the nice wiring job on it that we never did, you know. That was in the works, and it just, this trailer's been too handy. We've used it every single day. Struggle bus is what's happening here. Right away out of the gate. Come on, come on. Oh. Come on. Come on. Oh. Any other time. I am struggling. Okay. Oh. This is crazy. Thinking of all the stuff I gotta do, it's about to make me go nuts. I started out at 8 o'clock this morning wanting to work on this, and it is now 4 o'clock at night, and I've been working all day on things, and I finally had a chance to come out here and do this. So that's how pathetic the schedule has been lately. There's just no time. Getting ready for Christmas time, trying to get everything lined up before all the days when the stores will be closed and I won't be able to get supplies and whatnot. Need to make sure that everything's in order for that. Oh, man. That one is fighting me the whole way. I don't know what it is. There's only a few more. Oh. Come on. Peer pressure. We got other stuff we want to do. I don't want to be doing the same thing the whole day. I'd really like to start another project tonight too, but I'm not going to get that done. This is going to be a one and only project today, I'm afraid. Unfortunately. Come on. We are taking the long way around on this one. That's fine. Eventually, we just don't care anymore. See, the other struggle bus we have when we put this down is we need to make sure we don't hit any of these holes, because otherwise we won't have any gripping, because the fasteners I got are basically the same as what we're taking out. And if they're already wallered out, why, that ain't gonna do us any favors. Let's go get rid of these so they don't end up in a tire. We would hate to have any more of the Iowa brand tires around here. So put those in a tub and deal with them later. We're ready to start laying boards in. And I think what I discovered when I did the last half was that it was better to lay them all in first and be sure that it was going together square, and then start screwing them down. And if that doesn't make sense, the reason is because the outside board has to go under this piece of channel iron on the side and on the front. And there is a good chance that you would not be able to get that. Sometimes it's like that, you know, whether they didn't weld it quite square or whether the wood's got a problem, but you could get it in there like farther one end than the other and not realize it because it's underneath the straight edge and you can't see that you're off until you would get all the boards laid down and get to the middle and then find out you're not anywhere close, and your middle strip would have to be an odd, you know what I'm saying. So that's why we're going to do that. I'm going to start chucking boards over here, and we're going to lay them in as best we can, and then from there we will take back out or whatever is necessary and start screwing stuff down, which will require me to also go get the supplies to do that, which should be in the pickup over there, but I know how life works. They won't be, don't worry. Let's do a little test here and see. Make this go. See, we're already starting the thing that I said that we would. Trouble. We're not under there, right? Don't worry. We need to get another piece of wood to hit on, so we're not destroying our brand new stuff. Oh, come in there now. There we go. Yeah, see, we got a little bit of a bow problem we're going to have to address. That may not be the one I want there. I don't know. We'll get the next one. here's what we got so far. We got one board that's a little bit bowed, but if we get the front fastened down, we should be able to pull that in tight, and we got a fairly even gap up the center. And you're gonna say, well, why don't you use the other board instead of that one? It's got an edge problem on one edge, so that's gonna be the board that I rip to do the center strip, because then I can use the best part of it and have that done. So yeah, I think we're gonna go with this. And when we get the tail cut eventually, which probably won't be today because I don't have enough pieces anymore, you know, I will have maybe 2 pieces there. Maybe I have another. Well, I don't know that this is really, is this the right width? Yeah, these aren't 2x6s, these are 2x8s, because when I bought it, I paid for 2x6s, and when I got out there to load them, I realized, hey, that's not what I got on the trailer, so they're 2x8s. But that doesn't really matter. We just took a detour down that for nothing. I don't know where I got that one from. It's the moral of my story. Like, how did I end up with those 2 pieces? I obviously had a chunk of 2x8 around here somewhere for something, and that may be, like, we can use those too, because we just had to cut them a little shorter because they were cut to match the old. So we would have enough to do 2, but then we'll have to probably get one to do the rest of them, unless I can find whatever chunk I sawed that out of, but that might have been most of it, I don't know. So long story short on all that, I'm gonna go get I'll have to get a drill and then my little mini impact and the screws and driver and all that, because it works easier to drill through and then you know what I'm saying, then impact through, so your screw doesn't get dull cutting through the wood, you know. And truth be told, I should probably, since it sits outside most of the time, should probably left a sizable gap between each board, but this will be fine. If it rots up, we'll just sell it. I don't know. But the front end, I'm happy with how together it is. I can get that long pry bar, which I've done before, and then what I'll do is take a scrap piece of wood in that gap and just pull against it, and it'll sandwich them all together, and I can just go down the line that way. And as we screw down with them together, then finally you'll be able to pry on the other end and get them tight together. It works. It may sound stupid, but it does work. So drill bit and all the screws, which should be on the floor of my pickup where they've been forever, and then a mini impact and all that, and then we'll go. And I'll get my pry bars here, and I got scrap wood to pry against, and if we could get those down at least, I think we will be doing well today. You know, we may not get the center one ripped and we may not get the tail ripped, but we will have accomplished most of my task, which was unloading that trailer so I can use it. So we only do projects the day that we need to use them, you know how that works. So yeah, let me get my appropriate stuff here and we'll start in right there, making things happen, and I think we'll accomplish it. Now I know this is going to shock you, friends, but I just spent forever looking because I couldn't find the screws. And I finally found one box. Whoops, about fell over. Not drunk yet, promise. I found one box, and they were 2.5 inch, which doesn't work. I discovered that last time. So I dug around some more. I did find the good drill, which is good, and I found one almost dead battery, so that's good. But I did eventually find the 3-inch ones that I bought and had to replace everything I had done because I found that you'd be going down the road and they'd pop out of there. 2.5 inch isn't long enough, even though you say, well, they should be plenty long to go through that board. Well, because of this tail, I don't know how they measure it, but I assume they're measuring from tip to the head taper here, and 2.5 inches is 2.5 inches. 2.5 inches is long enough. 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 2.5 inches is long eno you got to have 3 inches to make up for this, because you ain't getting no grabbing in this area here. You got to get the threads in. So that was a fun time, but here we are, and hopefully we can see through to that piece so that we don't do something dumb and miss it totally. You know, that would be so stupid. We're not doing that. We're going to only do smart things. Actually, that's not true, because if we were doing smart things, somebody else would be doing it. We're going to try for right there. And we're going to try for right. Well, our first 2 holes, we didn't hit any other hole underneath, so, you know, there might be success. I don't know. Some assembly required on this, but it's okay. Oh yeah. That's beautiful. We're gonna have to well, I should have known that was going to be the case. What I'm saying is, I really need to pry one board at a time now up against here instead of all of that. I mean, we're very close, but I just think that, I don't know. Let me see if I can pry against here. All right, friends, work harder, not smarter. But I did come up with something there. Took a couple of the old pieces that were broken, kind of different shaped, and I wedged them down in there so that they are now holding everything tight for us. So all we have to do is go along and screw stuff down. Isn't that great? My brain participated today. So this should be a breeze, friends, a breeze. Don't worry, one will pop out and it'll ruin the whole effect. But sure. Don't worry, we'll screw something up. Don't worry. I know you're getting a little antsy that things are going right, but one of these times we're going to hit the hole underneath. There, our battery's almost dead. That's another bonus. Let's switch tools. Just get these all over the place. All right, we're making it. And don't worry, we're not entering the fair trailer building contest, so who cares? If it's, all I want is wood on this floor. I don't care if it's not perfect. If there's no hole in it, it's better than what we had. So that's where we're at. I think I actually, on there, I did add some to this row. I don't know if I want to do that again, or what did I do? Did I skip every other? I think I switched and went from there and then that one and then skipped this one because that one's full of holes already and went to the new one, didn't I? Or did I skip 2 and went there? I don't know. Does it matter? No, it doesn't. It doesn't really matter at all. But I did. I guess it would be nice to have them all on the same way that I did it. But I don't know. I did screw it down there. I know that. All right. Doesn't matter. It's going to be better than what we had. Didn't work. Now it'll be super burning hot too. Let's try it in that one. Wow. What is the deal there, Screw? Huh, that one must have been bad. Come on. Well, things aren't going our way, friends. That's okay. Boy, that didn't work good at all, did it? That's funny, but not really. Stuff is happening, and that's good. So sure, we're only 2 soldiers down so far. I don't know why they didn't want to participate, but that's okay. Okay, let's see here. Can we figure out where we are? Well, have to scrounge up a better battery here very shortly. We're getting to the end of our we're gonna push it till it doesn't go anymore. I had a whole bunch of those batteries and it seems like I can never find them. I know where most of them are, I think, but there should be one charged up. Getting there. Getting there. Friends, we're getting there. I did my tapered piece of wood slip. I don't know. It's harder to reach with the fender here, if you weren't clear on what was happening. Hey, there's the new bit. I couldn't find it. I thought that they were supposed to come with one, but that's okay. I found one that was slightly used. Now let's go to this end. Sun's going down, but we can make it. We might have to swap batteries, but okay, we're gonna be right about in there. Yeah, we'll get it. Alright, we're getting there. This is frustrating, come on. We'll switch batteries here in a minute with this one. I think why my other board over there popped up is because I ran out of these long and I didn't get to replace it. Now that I think about it, that's what I'm thinking has happened. So that's good news if that's the case, because yeah, then there's, oh, what did I just do? I threw away the tools, which is not what I wanted to do. My brain just shut off there for a minute. I know that's shocking too. Oh, first mess up of the day. Well, that's fine. I knew that would happen at some point. I would miss the piece. And since I normally do it from the side and I switched to this end, that's all it took. Friends, that's all it took. That sucks. But that's okay. Oh yeah, and then what did I do? Immediately put that screw in the hole that I did wrong. Dum-dum. Well, only one hole of failure. That's okay. Let's see here. Now really, to do what I really want to do here, well, I wonder if I can get this back out of there. Some easy way. Probably not. That's what I figured. We'd break stuff. I wanted to put it down here on the end. And actually, I wonder, did I put a screw there, or is that just... need to redo some stuff here before we get carried away. There's nothing attached to it. Okay. So this should pop out of there. And this should go down. Because like I said, I bet you. Is that the long ones? Or was it just crappy? Why did it come loose? No, those were the good ones. Crud. Let's maybe try to add a hole, which I don't want to do, but my plan of, hauling the trash away with this is slowly coming back to bite me. Alright, that's better than we had. Now I wonder if we can, we're just going to have this all destroyed. Let's reuse this. Alright, that's better now. That's better. This will, that's in there pretty tight, but we'll figure that out when I didn't get that just quite precision, I guess, but that's okay. We'll worry about that when we do the tail. This board needs to be ever so slightly shorter, I think, so that it falls down in there better, because it's not wanting to participate, and I don't think that's good for it. So I think that's what popped the other one up out of there, with the pressure of this one. When it, I don't know what I'm thinking, but it needs to be shorter, just more like this, just a little bit, so that it goes down against this deal. And then, like I said before, what we're going to do is we'll angle grind the edge of this so that it meets the back, and I think it'll be fine. But back to what we were doing, I'm trying to get this finished, this tail, or this section. Much to everybody's dismay, because it's just not going my way here at last. What did I do with my tapered piece of crap? Where are you, tapered piece of crap? I was going to use you one more time. I must have got angry a minute ago and thrown it away and not realized it. I don't think two of them this way will do it. Nope, nope. There it is. Now. See, I had to fix that side so that I could use it as a push against point like this. Solid, and that's what I wanted. Okay. One more. Beautiful. I'll get you so you can admire it as well. I'll also try to get this out of here so that it's not clouding our beautiful view. That's not going to do that though for me. All right, look at that. We have a nice floor on 99% of this trailer now. No, let's say 84.3%. We have to do the center strip and the tail from there to there. So it's working now, friends, you know. We're making this happen. It didn't really take that long in the grand scheme of things. If a guy would have had a good, you know, weather day all day, he could have had this 100% done. But I didn't have that, and I also didn't feel like it that one day, so I had to just do what I can. But that's an even enough gap that I should be able to rip that other one and get something. We'll get a tape measure so we can actually see what that, it almost looks like a 2x4, doesn't it? Like a modern 2x4 would fit in there. And now that I think about it, maybe that's what I want to do. If it would be, because I think I got one right here. Oh man, that's almost. I'm tempted to just go with it anyway and get me a 2x4. Split the difference. What do you think? It's going to be too late by the time you leave your comments, but if I would wait and buy a 2x4 and just lay it in there, it would have a little gap on each side, but who cares? And then what I would be able, I also have thoughts of maybe just not putting anything in there, because then you'd have someplace you could tie to. Some trailers don't have stuff on the middle of the floor. But what I'm getting at here is if I just put one 2x4 in, then there's no cutting required. Yeah, I'm gonna have a little bit of sloppy, but does that really matter, you know? Let's take it all the way across and test it and see if there's places it might get tighter, in which case that will just only enhance my theory of what a, oh, okay, well, that's exactly the size it goes through. It's just like one of those block things when you were a kid. It's pretty even all the way across. I hate ripping boards too, so, you know, right there it's a little bit tighter than the other end. Yeah, see how that would be up here? That would definitely be live-withable, I think. You know, I think that would be plenty fine. It'll get a little sloppy-er as it goes on. Oh, come on. Come on. You know, I think it's a little wider towards the back of the trailer than the front. Oh, by 2x4. I guess you didn't want to play. The only advantage that would have is then I could saw up this other board for the tail, and I would save myself some cash, because I'm sure a 2x4 by, what is this? 2x4 by 16. I think the deck's 16 and the dovetail's 2 feet. So, because it's an 18-foot trailer. So, that would save a little bit on the price of that. And then I already got the stuff I need to make this, see? And we could be working on that. But do we want to do it? You know, that's the million-dollar question. What do we want to do? We got it far enough that we can get by now and put this on hold and think about it if we want to. But because I can take that other board out and just lay it on the deck here, and then it's out of that trailer and I can use that trailer. That's what I'm after. The whole point of this was just so I could hurriedly use this trailer for storage for something else. So I need to get it roadworthy. It's another sad horse, isn't it, friends? We need to, what did I decide I was going to do? Put that tire on there and put that one on the other side, because it doesn't have mates. It's got like 2 different rims, and I thought if I had them, you know, at least where they matched on each side, then nobody'd ever know that it wasn't. Yeah, see, that one's got that obnoxious thing there, but it's got round hole wheels on this side. So we're going to take that round holer off the other side and put it where that is. We'll actually have a spare tire for this, which is a unique situation to have a spare tire for something, because I believe this is a 6-holer. And the only other thing trailer wise we got as a 6-holer is Dad's livestock trailer, and we never had a spare for it, so you know, that's a plus, I guess. Let me grab this other last board out of here and we'll just lay it on there and see how we feel. But I think we probably got enough for a video today, which is all I was after mainly. And then we'll think about it. I'll read your comments maybe. I think I will wait. Should I go to the trouble of ripping a board, or should I just saw up that other one for the tail and then buy a 2x4 to fill the gap? I'm a fan of that myself, I think. I don't care if it's, as long as we center it in there, it won't look too bad. But I'm thinking Arby's. No, well, yeah, I am kind of. I haven't had dinner yet today, so this is our piece that I think was in there, which is a, see, that could have been homemade ripped. Actually, it's the same way. Look at how sloppy it would be in this new setup. Probably what I did that the last guy didn't, I probably got it tucked under there a little farther on the edges, and that probably accounted for it. And what I should have, there's no way to know though. You really got it. You really want your only uneven place to be in the center like this. So there's really no way to know till you got it all screwed down. And then if you'd have known what you know now, you would have moved it all over just a hair's width so that you could have had a real tight fit. But you didn't know that at the time. So we're just doing the best we can. But I'm going to lay that other board on here, and we're going to call this quits for today. And then we can get our other trailer ready to play. So we're going to leave this one here. As always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Do you suffer from low intelligence and are easily entertained? Well, then hit that thumbs up button and leave a comment. And that way we can keep making entertainment that your feeble minds can understand. As always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.